All right, people, welcome back to the Kaiba Show. And this week, I will be talking about your boy, our favorite giant lizard, Godzilla -1. So let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba Show.
All right, people, so Godzilla -1 is out in theaters and is back in the hands of the original creators. This is a Japanese based Godzilla movie like how it was back in the day. And shout out to my boy Q Reviews. I saw his review on this and he sold me, plus the other positive reviews that I was seeing online about Godzilla -1. But shout out to Q Reviews because I checked out his review and he helped to push me to go see this in the theater. Because I honestly saw the trailers and I was like, oh, another Godzilla movie. But I'm telling you right now, the American-based Godzilla franchise, they need to take notes. They just need to stop doing what they're doing. The one that's about to come out next year, you guys need to watch this movie and take notes and maybe do some reshoots. Because the heart of this movie was the storyline. It was the characters. And I feel like that's where we're getting away from. Like, ever since the first Godzilla movie and the modern Godzilla movies that's been coming out recently, the one that came out in 2014, I haven't cared about the characters since that movie. And I feel like the American-based Godzilla franchise is getting away from that, where it's just, you're just there to see the destruction and devastation. And I know most people are on board with that, but I like a well-balanced movie. And this movie was well-balanced. It takes place in Japan during World War II or at the end of World War II, and it follows a pilot, a kamikaze pilot. He didn't complete his mission. And it's like a redemption story arc with his character. And then just all the other characters you're invested in. And I feel like with the last like 2-3 movies, including King Kong, because it's all like this Godzilla universe now, you don't care about the characters. And now I feel like the characters was the heart of this movie, not Godzilla. And that's what stood out to me. The movie is in subtitles. And I know some people don't like subtitles because you got to like go back and forth with reading and paying attention to what's going on. But I never was bothered by subtitle movies. But this is a movie that has subtitles. So I know that might bother some people. But other than that, it doesn't take away from the movie. It doesn't take away from the acting. And yeah, man. And then when Godzilla finally gets on the scene and he starts Godzilling, oh my God, this is probably some of the best destruction, devastation Godzilla special effects. Him destroying a city that I ever seen in a movie. Because when he starts Godzilla, oh my God, he's really Godzilling. And I like how they took his like heat ray flame beam that shoots out his mouth. They like stepped it up a notch, man. It was like on some like, when he shot that thing out his face, man, it was like on some nuclear devastation. And the emotion in this movie was heavy, man. There's a scene in the movie that reminds me, if you guys remember back to 300, where Leonidas's right-hand man, like his best friend, basically, like his captain, his son got his head chopped off and he let out this wail of a cry. There's a scene in there that reminded me of that will pluck at your heartstrings because of the emotion of this character with this other situation that popped off. Like you felt it. Like in the theater, I felt that emotion just like how I did with 300. And it's going to pluck at your heartstrings. But like I said, man, there's a lot of emotion in this movie. And the special effects, this is a low budget movie from what I am understanding. It was only like 20 or 30 million to make. But you don't see that. It doesn't feel like a low budget film. Like what they did with the CGI, you know, we got movies that are 200 million, 250 plus million to make. And they need to take, like, some of these American-based movies need to take notes, because if this budget is true, I heard it was like 30 million to make. They made the CGI look like it was a $200 million movie. Yeah, there's some scenes where it looked a little like, you know, not polished. But other than that, it was on point. My only real gripe is Godzilla was walking like a robot. His walk was stiff. But when it came to him destroying buildings and killing people, like, it was on point. But my only gripe is the next, if there will be a sequel. They just got to fix his walk. Like, The Japanese filmmakers got to fix his walk. But other than that, this movie was very, very solid compared to what we've been getting with the American-based Godzilla, because the heart of the movie is the characters. So on a Kaiba scale 1 to 10, I'm going to give this movie a solid 8. I really, really enjoy this movie. I would have gave it an 8.5 if I would have got like one more Destruction City scene. But other than that, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. When there is no Godzilla and it's like, you know, just plot heavy driven to get the story across, it is a little bit of a slow burn. Some people might find it boring, but when Godzilla finally comes back on the scene, like you'll get your fulfillment, your enjoyment. So other than that, Kaiba scale, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 because of the slow burn. And if I would have got one more scene with Godzilla doing his thing, I would have gave it a solid 8.5. I'm gonna give it an 8. Definitely worth watching at IMAX, people. Definitely go see this movie in IMAX. It makes a huge difference, especially with the audio. Other than that, you guys know the drill. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. After doing that, hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And please hit that like button and leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know what you thought of Godzilla -1. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.